I know, so just change it then. Call me Heath or call me Stuart. My middle name is Stuart. Or call me Martin or Marty or Ace. My tattoo, Ace. Just say one of my right names. Don't call me something that I'm not, because I don't like that. I don't want to accept I'm heathen. I don't want to be that. That's not me. Yeah, what do you want? What's up? Yeah, heathen, heathen, heathen. You know what you could do is look at the word. It's Heathen, and just say it. That's how it's pronounced, heathen. When you look at it, you'll see there's no V in there. Where the hell did you get that from? But you know what's interesting? Your first language is Spanish, isn't it? Or is it? Like it, because what I noticed is a lot of people that don't speak English as a first language do that. They call me heathen with a V. People who speak English never call me heathen. Never. They might actually call me Nathan because they think heathen's a misprint. Or they call me Heather because they think heathen's a misprint. But they never ever call me heathen with a V. Because it's either Heather, because someone by mistake said heathen instead of Heather because they're spelt the same way except for the R and the N, right? Or they call me Nathan because they think that someone put heathen and then they kind of go, well, maybe it's Ethan or Nathan or something like that. I've had that happen. But I notice that anybody that ever uses a V, it's usually because they speak other languages other than English. It's happened a lot. Yeah, it's happened a lot with like people like that, like, you know, Asian people, or like you said, I don't know, Mexican people, or even European, like Russian or whatever, like all these different types of languages. Like it seems people just, I don't know why they would though, because if you, maybe it's because of how they hear it. Because even when I was a little kid, that reminds me, when I was a little kid in school, I think it was in grade 8 or 9, I think it was grade 8, they put on a desk and they spelled Heavan is a fag. That's what they put on the desk. And I knew they were talking about me. Because there was big problems at my school between the black kids and the white kids. And they tried to drag me into the middle of it. Because of my name, it drew a lot of attention. Plus, I wore leather pants and leather jacket and had long jet black hair and stuff with chains hanging off my jacket and stuff, right? So I was like drawing attention to myself. And being named Heathen kind of did too. Because everybody was trying to figure out what the hell kind of name is that. And yeah, so I had black kids who wanted to like kind of prove something to people by challenging me, and then I had white kids too doing the same thing. So, and then they were all racist to each other, and I became friends with all of them. Oh, it was crazy. Because then I had to make a gang, because they started fighting each other in the hallways, and I got mixed up in it. And I ended up saying I was going to fight two brothers that kept trying to pick on my white friends that were black. Robert and Roland Beals. And so at lunch, we went into the football field and everybody surrounded me, blacks and whites, in a big circle. And then the two twins came into the circle and I had to fight both of them at the same time. It was not a pretty sight. I grabbed one and got him in a headlock and started pounding on him, and they were going, go, 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 like that. And then it broke up because teachers were coming. But they punched me a few times before that too. I had a bleeding nose. So it was pretty weird because I got really mad, and because I don't like fighting, so I just grabbed him and put him in a headlock and just started pounding on the back of his head, which is kind of dumb in a way, because what's that going to do? But after that fight, everything calmed down at that school, and then I ended up going to Cole Harbor, where, if you know the guy who plays on the Penguins, Sidney Crosby, he's from Cole Harbor High too, the school I went to, the high school. And when I went there, I had a problem with a white guy because I had a Kiss jean jacket vest over my leather jacket that had 800 studs in it with a Kiss patch on the back. And I had Kiss buttons and leather jacket, leather pants, leather boots, jet black hair. And he was, I guess, he felt that I was taking away his thunder. So he and his friends made up a story that I called him an asshole and he wanted to fight me. So I went out to the front of the school and I was like, okay, what's the problem? And he's like, I want to fight you. And I was like, really? And this guy was like, he looked like he was 35 and he was very husky. Meanwhile, I was like 17. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing in grade 10? Like, you know what I mean? And, right? And, or 11 or whatever. And, he's like, oh, well, just don't let it happen again. And I was like, why isn't he trying to fight me? Bless you. I was like, weird. I was like, why isn't he trying to fight me? And then I looked behind me, and like practically the whole school was standing behind me smiling. Like, heathen, we're with you. And I was like, cool, man. I didn't even know. Right? And then the RCMP had a police car too driving around in the parking lot, which probably helped. And then I had enough. I was like, you know what? I don't like this. So I left. I quit school. I said I was going to quit school to my dad, and he said, if you're not going to work and you're quitting school, then you have to leave. So I decided to talk to my girlfriend at the time, which was a 14-year-old girl who lived down the street with her mom, and down the road on the island where my dad lives. And I ended up moving with her to Ontario, where I live now. That's when I left home. Yeah. Yep. So that's another story. See, I think I should write a book about my life because I have so many interesting stories. Because to top that story off too, many years later, 1999 I think it was, I was back in Toronto after going back to Halifax and coming back a couple of times even. The people that I lived next to in my apartment building were throwing a party, and Robert and Roland Beals, the two black twin guys, showed up at the party. Weird, right? And we saw each other and we were like, holy fuck, you look exactly the same. We both said that, like all three of us, right? And we became friends. So it was kind of funny and ironic, kind of interesting story, right? Because who would have thought that their aunt or whoever it was lived right next door to me, like so many years and years and years and years later, and then we meet again and we become friends. Which is kind of healing, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, that's cool. Because that whole thing was about racism and how people were mad at each other because they were black or white or whatever, and I got all mixed up in it. Like, I made a gang called Defenders of the Faith at that school. Defenders of the Faith. It's a Judas Priest album title, actually. Heavy metal, Judas Priest. And Defenders of the Faith, well, good meaning, right? Like, defend faithfulness. Be faithful to each other. Defend it. Don't back down and run away like a scared little bitch. So, anyways, that's the story. I know, I have so many stories, but who knows me? Why would they want to read my book? I gotta make a name for myself, I guess. You know what I should try to do, I guess, is I should try to make my YouTube channel and my crew here on Rockstar Social Club more popular on YouTube, and make a name and a face for myself, and then write my book. And then try to make my rock band too, maybe call it Heathen Ace, the rock band. Because I want to make music. I play drums, I took singing lessons, and I wrote lyrics since I was 9 years old. I have a whole bunch I wrote, and I know I have talent. But I'm not your typical musician either. I created my own way. I didn't take music lessons very long, and I just self-taught myself mostly. You know what I mean? But I'm 51 too, but who knows, I could live another 51 years. So I still could do it within like the next 10 years if I really tried. That's 102, yeah. Possible. Yep. So, you're funny. I know 1 + 2 makes a Holy Trinity. Oh, yeah. That's a saying. That means lying. Like John Lennon, "Give me some truth." In his song, he says 1+1. What is it? I forget now. But that's like symbolic. Like in society, if you look at politics and stuff like that, a lot of it is lying. You know what I mean? They try to hide the truth about God, even, like, meaning like we're all living in a world of like manipulation and in denial of it too. It's kind of crazy. That's why like everything is criminal, and we're all kind of partially criminal ourselves. And then God came and said, you know what? Because I see that's gonna happen, because God sees everything, right? He sent Christ, his son, to die for us. So there is a way out. And I don't even know if you even have to try to leave. Like, meaning do the right thing. It seems almost like all are going to be saved. Like, this whole thing doesn't matter, like some musicians have said, like the Beatles and Freddie Mercury from Queen. Like, nothing really matters. But that's why you have insane, crazy people going, cool, nothing matters, steal, rape, pillage, fuck you, I don't give a shit, right? Which is not really what that's supposed to mean. It just means don't worry, be happy, because everything's okay, because God fixed it. And we just have to go through this crap, this world, which is almost like you're in a womb being formed, and when you die, you're reborn. Which is a theory, though, you know what I mean? So, who knows? I want to arm wrestle Dwayne Johnson. Imagine that. He would kill you. He would kill you. You just like, so you just talking that, oh yeah. What the hell wrong with my player? Just talking like about it, he would beat you. He would just, he's cool though. I love that actor guy. He seems so cool. Kill them. Yes sir, yes sir. You're gonna do the jump? Get it. Oh. Oh, look where I landed. That's perfect. Thank you. Good spot for me to get a good shot at that thing there. Ah. Okay. Yeah, I landed on top. Alright. No, don't drive crazy. Fly kind of smoothly so I can get these guys, please. That guy trying to escape. Ah. How did I not get him? Ah. Oh, he did flips and everything, and he still got a... He's back? What the hell? That was weird. I got him that time. I never saw a helicopter. Where's that other one? Oh. Oh, crap. It's going all over the place. It's my controller. Oh, there's another one right there. Oh, I missed that one. That got away. Okay, that's it. You can go crazy now. I think I should put that on YouTube, because that was some pretty funny stuff. You flipped me on top. One of the helicopters was going, like, kind of wibbly-wobbly down toward the water, and then somehow it turned around and came back up and was still coming after us. Like, what? Weird. I think I'll put it on. Alright. Go. Get in the cockpit. I'm going to put this on YouTube.